Hello people, another one of my videos to upload now to YouTube. It's for a project I've been working on since December 2015. It's now May 2016 at the time of doing the video. So within 6 months this project is something I've been working on. I initially started to do this sort of thing back in 1990. It's taken me many years and a lot of experimentation to eventually get it to where it is now. Thankfully a lot of modern technology has helped me out a lot. So I shall show you this project in just a moment. This project is initially an item that was based very loosely on the old Nightline Drive In that was here in Armadale. As I say, I'm giving you a slight sneak peek here. Now, the drive-in, although it was originally based on the Dale line, which is now the Dale Christian School, is also a combination of the Galaxy Drive-In in Kingsley and the old Skyline Drive-In in Blacktown, New South Wales, which is the three main drive-ins that I'm basing this model off. The board itself is about 500mm wide by 900mm long, so half a metre by a metre, thereabouts, or 2 foot by 3 foot. Now, as I step back a fraction, not trip over everything in my workshop, you can see how it's starting to look just at this point of view. I shall bring you around and let you have a good look at this now. In this projection room and kiosk is a cut down version of the one at the Blacktown Drive-In, which is in Sydney's west near Prospect, or should I say the Prospect Reservoir, Eastern Creek Raceway area. You'll find that on Google Maps very easily. Now the old Blacktown Drive-In was a single screen until the early 80s and became a twin screen with a mirror reverse building built back to back. So 2 projection rooms, 2 lots of kiosk and everything. In this building here, I've actually got, it's about half the length of what the Blacktown one would be. But when you're working with very much restricted space, you'll get an understanding as to how small I've had to cut this down to. Now, here in the car park, the whole series of cars, bit of a mixture of Viking, Bachmann and other brands, including some Aussie cars made by Roscoe's Models. This is just the collection I've managed to get hold of so far. A lot of these cars, as cheap and nasty as they were, managed to repaint them. The Roscoe model cars are expensive, and if you can get a hold of them, you're doing well. There's the XB Coupes, 4 of them. I've painted each one in a different colour scheme. Not very well at this stage, but yeah. Now the HKHT Monaros are Roscoe models. There's 2 Viking brand of the Opel records, which are basically what the HKHT Kingswoods are modelled off. WB1 tonner is the Roscoe model, as is the FC in sedan and the 2 wagons. This Commodore that's parked in the middle here, I think from memory it's a Viking brand, but there's also an Opel record of a different era, which is what the Commodore was based off. Do a Wikipedia search on that stuff and you'll be able to see the all the comparisons. Now up here in this corner is my yard lighting. It's very close to correct for its size and everything. And down here you'll see the exit gates. Now if this camera will focus in for me, if I can get it to where I need it. Oops, bumping my camera here. Change hands. Now these gates are MIG welding wire with basically the wedding veil type material on it, and I've made these gates to be hinged so I can have them open or closed. Now this is a module that is in N scale, for those who know the model railway sizes, or 2mm to the foot if you want to call it another way. And then all the street lighting, I've made all this up myself. JK Electronics here in Australia just the globes with 2 leads. I add them to a piece of copper tubing, cut it all size and everything, wire it all in, and then I've got N-scale lights. One of my little secrets here in West Australia, you get those gum nuts. And when they start off as little baby gum nuts, they have a little cone type shell that comes off them for them to grow. They come in perfect for lampshades, especially in N. Some of my sense of humour, you've got a couple of backpackers walking the streets at night, and the drive-in sign was supposed to be green arrow with orange writing, but the yellow decided it didn't want to print when I put it through the printer. The front fence is 10 scale feet tall, and there's the rest of my sense of humour starting to come to light. A person trying to watch the movies without paying to get in. And there's the actual back of the projection room kiosk. And yes, there is more to be done. I've got a week and a couple of days to get this thing finished for the annual June long weekend exhibition held by Armadale W.A, which in this year is the 4th, 5th and 6th of June 2016. So I've got a couple of people here camped out on the lawn after having a bit too much to drink, I'd say. And then this car and caravan I'll show you a bit more in a moment. I've modified it with fibre optics, so it actually has working head and tail lights. My signage up here for the what's showing on at the drive-in. This time it's a Kids Cartoon Classics. That's what I'll be showing at the Model Train Show for 2016. I've been secretly working on this in my workshop now for the last 6 months. So if you go on the Kev's Workshop website, you will eventually see some photos in the current projects page. Again, I've got another drive-in sign up here. And the fence is made of balsa wood, painted with wood stain. Can't remember which one it was at the moment. And this is basically the Blacktown drive-in entrance as you'd come through it. So there's somebody actually inside here waiting to sell you the tickets to come and watch a movie. The fence along this side is the same as the other side, and the exit gate and the entry gates, in that it is nails which are 10 scale feet high, plus they are 12 scale feet apart, as per the Dale line here in Armadale. Now the entry gates are like the exit gates. I've made them hinged, so I can actually have the gates open or closed. And again, all the driveway lights are featured right through to the back. So at ground view, this is the sort of view you'd get. Now I'll bring this to life for you if I can in a moment. I'll just show you in here. All the playground equipment I made for a layout many years ago back in the 80s. When I sold it, I salvaged all this off it before it was sold. So the swing, the seesaws. If you want to go in the slippery dip, I'll probably slip down that. And the monkey bars, well, you'd have to be a monkey to be on it. Now this is an Arbitron 040 smoke engine. Arbitron only did N-scale that I'm aware of. So this just goes to show it is actually an N-scale. So that's just roughly how it looks at the moment in all daylight. Well, workshop light anyway. Up here we've got one of the Fella or whichever brand it is aircraft. That's from the little airport setting. Yeah, invisible string, not fishing line, but unfortunately invisible string's not so invisible at the moment. I do have stars up here in the night sky. Lighting's not necessarily the best to bring it up. But all these stars were drilled through a sheet of steel, and there is light shining in from behind it. Above the drive-in screen somewhere, this camera's not showing it up, but I do have the Southern Cross. I've got other stars, 2 lots of false Southern Crosses. That's one of them up here. Camera doesn't really want to focus in on. And up the far end, near the aeroplane, I do have the saucepan, or Orion's belt as they call it. So, what am I going to do now? Is try to bring this thing to life. Flick a couple switches. There's the street lighting on. But then that doesn't really show up too well. Bear with me a minute while I turn the other lights off. See all the rest of it junk in my workshop. Yeah, hopefully get you the most realistic feelings of it. It's even better when you're here in real life. If you can't come down to the model train show over the 4th, 5th and 6th of June 2016 at Claremont Showgrounds, I'd be happy to bring it interstate. I just need somebody to help finance my airfares and transporting. This is how it looks in the dark lighting, low lighting. The dimming controls for these lights have buggered up on me, so they're on full voltage. Just see the car headlights here. Tail lighting. What's that happen? To show I can only upload 15 minutes worth of video to YouTube at the moment. I've got 3 1-hour playlists ready for this, and there's more to go. I've got a week and a couple of days to get this thing complete, as I say. I'll be happy, as I say, to transport it to any other model train show in Australia, providing I get some sort of financial assistance.
Digital sound, stadium seating, larger screens, Cinemax.
So there's the overall diorama. That's how it looks in the dark. I thank all those people who've uploaded stuff to YouTube in the way of old adverts, old movies, cartoons, you name it. So they're the sort of things I'll be running through my drive-in at the model train show. I can place just about any video through this, and at least that way I can make it age appropriate or theme appropriate. Okay, I'm approaching my 15-minute mark, people, so I shall have to cut this short. But you will see photos on my Kev's Workshop website.